Have you ever wondered why we feel so deeply connected to the moon? It's fascinating how the celestial body, floating approximately 238,900 miles away, has such a profound influence on our lives, our minds, and even our spiritual beliefs. When we talk about the moon's influence on Earth, most people immediately think about the ocean tides, but there's so much more to this remarkable relationship. Let's explore the amazing science of the moon and how it affects both our psychology and spirituality. First, let's get the basics right. The moon is Earth's only natural satellite, and it's been our constant companion for 4.5 billion years. Now, here's something interesting. The moon's gravitational pull doesn't just affect our ocean, it influences the Earth's rotation, stabilizes our climate, and might even impact our daily lives in ways we're just beginning to understand. But let's dive deeper into psychological aspects. Have you ever noticed how people often say there's something different about a full moon night? Well, there might be some science behind the feeling. Research has shown that lunar cycles can influence our sleep patterns, mood, and even our behavior patterns. Studies have shown that during a full moon, people tend to take longer to fall asleep, and even sleep quality can be reduced. It's actually quite fascinating. Our bodies seem to respond to the increased natural light and subtle gravitational changes, even in our modern world of artificial lighting and indoor living. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. The term lunatic actually comes from the Latin word luna, meaning moon. Ancient civilizations observed that human behaviors seem to change during different lunar phases. While some of these beliefs might seem like mere superstition, modern research has shown some intriguing correlations. For instance, studies have found slight increases in hospital admissions, emergency room visits, and unusual behavior during full moon periods. Though I should mention that some scientists debate these findings, and correlation doesn't always mean causation. Moving on to the spiritual aspects, it's remarkable how the moon has played a central role in the spiritual practices across virtually every human culture, from ancient Egyptian moon gods to the Native American lunar ceremonies and the moon has always been a powerful symbol of transformation, intuition, and spiritual energy. Many people today still practice moon related spiritual rituals like setting intentions during new moons or releasing what no longer serves them during full moons. These practices, while not scientifically proven, often provide a sense of connection and rhythm to our lives. Let's talk about the lunar cycle's psychological impact. Each phase of the moon is said to correspond to different psychological states. The new moon often represents new beginnings and fresh starts. The waxing moon phase is associated with growth and manifestation. The full moon typically represents culmination and clarity, and the waning moon phase is linked to the release and reflection. You might be wondering, is there any scientific basis of this association? Well, while traditional science might not fully support these specific correlations, there's growing research in chronobiology, the study of biological rhythms, suggesting that lunar cycles might influence human physiology more than we previously thought. Here's something fascinating. Researchers have found that during full moon phases, the human body produces different levels of melatonin, the hormone that regulates our sleep wake cycle. This might explain why many people report feeling more energetic or restless during full moons. From psychological perspective, the moon serves as a powerful metaphor for our own cycles of growth, change, and transformation. Just as the moon goes through its phases, we too experience periods of darkness and light, of waxing and waning in our personal growth. Now, let's consider how we can practically apply this knowledge. Understanding the moon's influence on our psychology and spirituality can help us become more aware of our own natural rhythms. Some people find it helpful to plan their activities around lunar phases, but using the moon's energy to enhance their personal growth and spiritual practices. For example, during a new moon, you might focus on setting new goals or starting new projects. During the full moon, you might take time for reflection and celebration of what you've accomplished. These practices can provide structure and meaning to our personal development journey. It's important to note that while we're discovering more about the moon's influence on our lives, there's still much we don't understand. The intersection of scientific research and spiritual beliefs creates a fascinating area for exploration and personal discovery. As we wrap up our exploration of lunar science and its effects on human psychology and spirituality, remember that whether you approach the moon from a scientific or spiritual perspective, its influence on our world and our lives is undeniable. The next time you look up at the night sky and see the glowing orb, take a moment to reflect on how the celestial body has changed not just our planet's physical evolution, but also our psychological and spiritual development as a species. After all, we're not connected to this cosmic dance between Earth and Moon, whether we realize it or not. And perhaps that's not the most beautiful thing about the moon. It connects us all under the same night sky, reminding us that we're part of something much larger than ourselves.